All right, let's look at our new tag, new HTML tag. So for that, let's create another HTML file called table.html. So the next tag we are going to learn about is table tag. And what does the table tag do? So we let's say we have a set of data of different faculties belonging to different departments. So now we want to show them in the tabular format. And if we want to do that, how we basically want to have some kind of layout. So this table gives us that layout. So let's go and write our boilerplate code. So press shift and exclamation, hit enter, and just change the title as table example. And now go ahead and just type table. As soon as you write table, it gives you opening and closing tag of the table. So now table has two parts. The first part is called head, T head. So as soon as you write T head, it gives you this. And the table has a body called T body. It gives you this. Now, the table is composed of rows and columns. So let's say we want to create the first row, which is kind of the heading, or it holds a title of our table. So to do that, we need to use a tag called th, table header. So we have three, let's say, table columns, and their heading are also going to go inside this three th tags. So let's give a nice overview title. So let's call it as department overview. And here we are going to say, let's say this is a table for the head of department. All the head of department, names of head of department and their department name. So let's say department name is the first header. Then we have head of department, who is the head of department. And then let's say we say number of staff in that department. So let's say we have three columns. So let's have a look how it looks like. So just click here, right click and open in live server. So it gives us nothing but a bare minimum, this kind of format. So this is our table header, the first column's header, second column header, and the third column header. Now let's put some data in them. So the data we will put inside the body, T body tag. But here we are going to use a TR row tag, TR. So this will be the first row data. In the first row data, we want to put the data inside the first column. So we will use TD tag. And here we will say in the first row, first column, department name is, let's say, physics. And now who is the head of department of that physics department? So let's put another call TD to put the data in of another column. So head of department is, let's say, Mr. Ashok Kumar. And number of staff in the department, let's call it that way, it's 10. So let's have a look how it looks like. So you see, we have a physics department. Department name is physics. HOD is Ashok Kumar, and then we have number of staff as 10. So let's say I want to add another row. Of course, I can keep on typing another TR, and then inside that I can type TD and multiple TDs, and I can replicate the value. But because we are using an editor, which is Visual Studio Code, I can also duplicate the values. So select from here to here, keep pressing Shift, Alt, and down arrow. See, it creates a complete duplicate of the same thing. And again, press Shift, Alt, and down arrow. So let's say I want 3 rows. So let's change the values, chemistry. So let's say Raman Reddy, chemistry 8. Sorry, my bad. Change the value here. Make it 8. And let's say this one is computer. Say Mr. John Doe. And here we have, forget this. So let's save and see. So you see, these are the different rows. These are the different rows. The TR tag. And then in the TR tag, the first TD is this. You see, the first TD or the first TR. And the second TD is this. You see, and the third TD is this 10. Similarly, the second TR has the data related to the second row. So far we have built a table, and we built the table header and the different rows and put the data in them. Let's say if we want to add another column, so just go ahead and in the TH, type TH and say, let's say availability. So we have added the column, but we also have to add the data. So we need to type TD. So let's say Mr. Ashok is not available. So we say not available. The HOD is not available. Similarly, about the chemistry HOD, it's very available. So let's say A. About computer, so yes, available. So let's go ahead and see if we see any change. Yes, so we see another column getting added, availability, and the different values we have given. So this is how you can create table. Okay, so now that we know how to create a table and add data to it, so let's also now look at how can we style our table a little bit. Now it's looking like a table, but it would be nice if we had some columns, I mean some kind of partitions. So let's see how we can add the partitions. So there's an attribute in the table tag called border. So if I say border, I can put the 1, 2, 3 values. So let's see. See, as soon as I add the attribute as border equal to 1, it creates the border between different columns and rows. Now if I change the value, let's say to 4, or 14 is too much, you see it becomes more darker. And now what if I want to make this table to occupy the whole space of the browser? So there's another attribute called width. Let's say I give the width as 100%. So it occupies the whole width of the browser. See, it takes the whole width of the browser. So this was our HTML table tag. You can have many table tags in one HTML file. It all depends upon what you want to do. So you can play around with this table tag.